On Global TV News Express, Ganjude says Kebbi's PDP senators set to defect to APC. In business, FAN opens new cargo terminal at Lagos General Aviation Terminal. And on the foreign scene, Zelensky welcomes European leader in Ukraine in effort to secure ceasefire. In sports, NWFL assures fair facilitation as title playoff begins in Kenya. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Jumai Manson. Now, a quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. You can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. Now the news in full. The 2025 Hajj operations officially commenced in Imo State with its inaugural flag-off ceremony held at the Sam Mbakwe International Cargo Airport, Owerri. The event, which drew religious and political leaders from across the country, was graced by the Vice President of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, who it flagged off. Our correspondent, Amarachi Ibe, reports.
Representing President Bola Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima described the commencement of Hajj operations from Imo State as a symbol of inclusiveness, national unity, and religious harmony. He commended the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria for decentralizing airlift operations and lauded Governor Hope Uzodinma for creating an enabling environment that allow Imo to be selected as one of the departure points in the southeast. He urged the intending pilgrims to be good ambassadors of Nigeria, stressing the spiritual significance of Hajj and the importance of discipline, prayer, and reflection during the journey. Governor Hope Uzodinma in his speech expressed pride that Imo State is now among the states airlifting pilgrims directly to Saudi Arabia. He emphasized that his administrations remain committed to ensuring freedom of worship and fostering peace among all religious groups in the state. He wished the pilgrim a safe journey and prayed for the success of the 2025 Hajj exercise.
Let me also take a moment to commend His Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodinma, for fostering the atmosphere of religious tolerance, mutual respect, and inclusion. His support is both heartening and symbolic of a nation coming into harmony with itself. This governor is not a Muslim, but to have brought himself and given massive support to the Hajj, then we must recognize his patriotism.
On behalf of the government and the good people of Imo State, I want to thank President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR for all the approvals that made this day possible.
The Sultan of Sokoto and the President General of the Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, His Eminence Alhaji Said Abubakar, praised federal and state government for supporting the spiritual needs of Muslims across the country. He called on pilgrims to use the opportunity of Hajj to pray for Nigerians' unity, peace, and economic stability.
At a forum like this, where we are gathered to wish our intended pilgrims safe trip to Saudi Arabia, and to urge them to pray for our leaders, pray for President Tinubu, pray for our governors. For those of you who are going from this state, pray fervently for Governor Hope Uzodinma for what he has been doing to you and to the state to bring peace and stability and unity in this great state.
Earlier in an address of welcome, Chairman of the National Hajj Commission, Professor Abdullahi Usman, outlined the Commission's preparations and innovations for this year's Hajj, such as improved welfare package and digital tracking system for pilgrims. He applauded the partnership with Imo State Governor, which he says sets a benchmark for other states in the region.
I remain deeply grateful to Almighty Allah for making this memorable occasion possible under my watch.
The 2025 Hajj operation in Imo State marked a significant milestone for Muslim faithfuls in the region. offering them greater convenience and reaffirming the nation's commitment to religious inclusion and services. From Sam Mbakwe International Airport, Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
Thank you, Amarachi, for that report. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has taken a swipe at Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate, Peter Obi, over recent remarks suggesting that the labor of our heroes past is all in vain. Speaking during a valedictory session in honor of the late Chief Edwin Clark, Akpabio advised Obi to resolve internal crises within his party before aspiring to lead the country. Kike Lomo Okere completes the story.
The President of the Senate questioned the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate's ability to address major national issues like insecurity if he is unable to manage leadership disputes within the Labour Party. Akpabio says aspiring leaders must first demonstrate competence in managing party affairs as a sign of readiness for national leadership. He also raised concern about the divisive nature of the social media, calling it an unregulated space that can spread misinformation and deepen political tension. The President of the Senate urged all political figures, including Obi, to focus on unifying their parties before setting their sights on national office.
Let our brother Peter Obi show leadership like Edwin Clark did by resolving first the crisis in the Labour Party. For a man who wants to run Nigeria, you have one of the smallest parties in Nigeria, and you cannot even resolve the crisis in that Labour Party. Is it the crisis of Boko Haram that you will come and resolve in Nigeria?
The valedictory service was organized in recognition of Clark's service as a senator during Nigeria's Second Republic. Senator paid glowing tribute, describing him as a tireless advocate for justice, a champion for marginalized, and a national figure whose legacy continued to inspire generations. A minute silence was observed in his honor. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
Federal Ministry of Education has announced signing of a landmark Memorandum of Understanding with Rural Electrification Agency under the federal government's Energizing Education Program. Speaking at the event in Abuja, Minister of Education Dr. Olatunji Alausa revealed that the federal government is constructing mini-grid systems ranging from 1.1 to 12.5 megawatts across the federal and state tertiary institutions as well as teaching hospitals. Hosanna Okoriafo completes the report.
Minister of Education Dr. Olatunji Alausa says 24 institutions have benefited from phases 1 to 3 of the program, emphasizing the ministry through TET Fund will support the development and additional 4 to 6 independent mini-grids with capacities between 2 and 10 megawatts at selected tertiary institutions across the country. Dr. Alausa emphasized that uninterrupted electricity supply will significantly enhance student learning environments, improve staff productivity, support cutting-edge research, and promote entrepreneurship within university communities, ultimately contributing to national economic growth and GDP.
To this MOU, and the collaborating agreements that we're signing today, we're not only addressing energy poverty in our campuses, but also are advancing the energy transition goals of Nigeria, contributing to climate change mitigation and improving operational efficiencies of our federal institutions. This is in alignment with the renewed agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, which prioritizes human capital development and robust infrastructure in our nation's education system.
The managing director of the Rural Electrification Agency, Abba Aliyu, highlighted that phases 1 to 3 have provided over 100 megawatts of clean electricity to 24 federal universities and their teaching hospitals, positively impacting over 600,000 students and 50,000 staff members. He also noted that Phase 2 included clean energy projects for 2 universities and 2 teaching hospitals, while Phase 3, covering 8 universities and 1 hospital, is nearing completion and will soon be commissioned.
We are almost done with Phase 3, and as we are getting ready to complete the Phase 3 and hand it over to relevant authority, we secured additional funding from the Renewed Hope Infrastructure Fund for the deployment of additional infrastructure in 8 universities.
The federal government reaffirmed its commitment to deepening this transformative agenda through continued collaboration with REA and institutional partners across Nigeria and beyond. Hosanna Okara reporting for Global TV News.
The national chairman of the All Progressive Congress APC, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has assured Nigerians that the recent influx of defectors, including 3 sitting senators from Kebbi State, will be managed smoothly in line with the party's constitution and established mechanisms. Speaking to journalists after leading the defecting lawmakers to meet President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the presidential villa in Abuja, the APC chairman emphasized that the APC remains a disciplined and structured party capable of observing new members without disruption. Kike Lomo Okere has the details.
The national chairman of All Progressive Congress, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, explained that the defection of Senator Adamu Alero, Kebbi Central, Yahaya Abubakar Abdullahi, Kebbi North, and Galba Midoki, Kebbi South, all previously elected under the People's Democratic Party, was the result of weeks of underground negotiations among key stakeholders in Kebbi State. He described the move as both strategic and beneficial, aimed at boosting the party's numerical and political strength. He further assures that the APC constitution provides clear guidance for integrating defectors, adding that the party's internal mechanism and political experience ensure a seamless process.
Our constitution is very clear about this, and not only that, our political dexterity in managing such affairs is on the table. So I assure you there will be a smooth integration.
Addressing concerns about the potential for a one-party state, Ganduje insisted that the growing dominance of APC reflects its performance and appeal, noting that voluntary defection are a legitimate part of Nigerian democratic process.
If one-party state is a wish and blessing to Nigeria, one-party state is not by force. One-party state is by negotiation, is by other political parties seeing the effect of the positive governance of our party. If they decide to come into our party willingly, I think there's nothing like that. There's nothing with that.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reportedly given his blessing to the senator's decision. An official announcement is expected on the floor of the Senate by Tuesday next week. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, says the provision of water to Abuja satellite town is dear to the heart of President Bola Tinubu. Wike stated this after he inspected some projects in Abuja while responding to a question about his recent visit to China. The minister had on May 1st traveled to China to finalize discussions with officials of the China Geoengineering Corporation Overseas Construction Group over the water project. The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons has rescued a 2-year-old child trafficking victim in Aba, Abia State. According to a statement on the agency's official Facebook page, the child was trafficked from Abuja to Aba, where the suspect, who allegedly sold her for 100,000 naira, was arrested by officials of the Department of State Services. The agency also sought public assistance to reunite the child with her biological parents, saying NAPTIP is calling on the biological parents of any relative of the child to urgently contact the agency. Over now to Garuba. The dome plant is regarded as a skull fruit known in northern Nigeria as an excellent brain supper food, even though its origin is from Egypt, but can now be found cultivated and domesticated in Nigeria. Garuba is now used for different purposes, ranges from tea to traditional medicine. Our correspondent Idris Jibrin takes a look at this fruit as a rich source of sugar, protein, and fats. His report.
In Kano, dome fruit, otherwise known as goruba, is brought from Guru in Yobe State and other states across northern Nigeria.
In Kano, dome fruit, otherwise known as goruba, is brought up from Guru in Yobe State and other states across northern Nigeria. Goruba is actually brought from Guru, Machina, and several other local governments in Yobe State, and many people do buy goruba to take care of their health-related problems.
The fruit is a popular component of tea preparation consumed for refreshment, regulation of body weight, and blood glucose.
Dome fruit tea is used to regulate blood pressure, body weight, and body glucose. And at the moment, several people used to come here to either buy the tea or the goruba itself.
For several years, many youth in Kano are involved in the business of dome fruits. They sell it in shops and along major streets in Kano State. They say the trade has been paying off, especially because it's used as traditional medicine, which cure various diseases.
We do sell goruba here, and there are many of us who earn a living through the business. It has helped us to take care of our several problems, which include helping our parents.
Experts say the use of goruba, either consumed as tea or raw fruit, has proven to be beneficial to people with blood-related diseases. From Kano, Idris Jibrin reporting for Global Television News.
The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAM, has announced the official release of the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination UTME results. According to the board, the results of 39,834 candidates were being withheld due to suspected examination malpractices. JAM Registrar Professor Ishak Olayede disclosed this during his official release of the 2025 UTME results in Abuja. Sharon Ajay completes the report.
The examination body revealed that 80 individuals are currently under investigation for examination-related offences, with Anambra State recording the highest number of suspects with 14 in total. The registrar noted that 467 underage candidates scored above the minimum benchmark, while 50 others were found to be involved in the examination fraud. Oloyede stated that the seizure of results was due to suspected examination malpractices.
In all, over 10,000 officials were involved in conducting, monitoring, and managing the exercise. Without any equivocation, this year's exercise will be remembered as the most successful in recent times. 71,705 were absent, and a total of 2,157 candidates' fingerprints were rejected by the machines as invalid. This failure was beyond the acceptable normal margin of failure. We interrogated it because it was abnormal. Subsequent discoveries in this regard indicated that a number of the candidates whose fingers were unrecognized had one question of registration infraction or another to answer.
Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has announced the repatriation of 150 Nigerian nationals from Abidjan, Ivory Coast. The ministry spokesperson, Kennedy Efefa, made this known in a statement issued in Abuja. According to the statement, the ministry noted that the returnee will arrive in Lagos by special flight at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos State. The Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 10, comprising Sokoto, Kebbi, and Zamfara State, has charged officers of the Zamfara State Police Command to redouble their effort in tackling the security challenges in the state. The AIG, Gogon Garma, made this call during his maiden visit to the command headquarters in Gusau, the state capital. Kabir Hassan has the details.
The Assistant Inspector General of Police, Geron Girma, arrived at the Zamfara State Police Command headquarters for the first time since assuming office as AIG Zone 10. He was received by senior officers and inspected the quarter guard mounted in his honor before proceeding to the command conference hall. Addressing officers of the command, AIG Geron Girma commended their efforts and sacrifices in maintaining law and orders across the state. He emphasizes the need for renewed commitment and professionalism in confronting the persistent security threat facing Zamfara State.
And so, I didn't come here to bring any tension or to raise any temperature. If anybody's temperature is high, bring it down. If you have BP, it will go down now. Just be your natural self, be calm. Situations will never finish. And you are not experiencing anything new. Others have experienced what you are experiencing. But their level of calmness must have helped them to sort themselves out and finish well.
The State Commissioner of Police, Ibrahim Maikaba, in his remarks, appealed for enhanced operational equipment. He stressed the importance of improved mobility, communication gadgets, and continuous intelligence sharing.
And 20 divisions and 36 police outstations. It is of security importance to let the AIG have an overview of the crime situation in Zamfara State, which among others include cattle rustling, kidnapping and abduction, culpable homicide, armed robbery, and reprisal attacks. These are serious security challenges facing the command. However, the command, in its effort to stem the tide of these security challenges, has improved and sustained its crime-fighting strategies that covered all the 40 local government areas in the state. Challenges of the command. The command is confronted by enormous challenges that affect the existing security arrangement in the state, notable among which are manpower. Daily and periodic transfer of officers out of the command without replacement has greatly depleted the strength of the command, thereby making our crime-fighting strategy and efforts to be very, very ineffective. So I'm pleading with the AIG to help us prevail on at least 4 headquarters to help us and make sure that whenever there are transfers that affect the state command, there should be replacements.
The visit is seen as a memorable booster for officers and men of Zamfara Police Command as the leadership of the force continues to demonstrate its commitment to strengthening internal security and the region. Hassan Kabir reporting for Global TV.
Watching the live broadcast of News Express. When News Express returns, FAN opens new cargo terminal at Lagos General Aviation Terminal. Details coming shortly, plus business and foreign stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Express on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, Kano, the commercial city in northern Nigeria, has been a trade hub for grains and textiles since the colonial era. And today, the resilient shoe-making business in Kofo Wambai market employs hundreds and thousands of people working at various stages of manufacturing process. The first-hand look at the business in action. The Nigerian Senate has approved 2 out of the 4 key tax reform bills, making a major step in the ongoing overhaul of Nigeria's tax administration system. The bills passed include one to repeal the Federal Inland Revenue Service Established Act and another to establish both the Joint Revenue Board and the Nigerian Revenue Service. The UN World Food Programme has warned that over 52 million people in West and Central Africa could face hunger between June and August. According to the latest analysis, at least 36 million people are currently struggling to meet their basic food needs. The WFP highlighted that this record hunger is driven by conflict, displacement, economic hardship, and repeated extreme weather, pushing the region towards a major crisis. The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria FAN has officially inaugurated a new domestic cargo processing facility at the General Aviation Terminal in Lagos. This development forms part of FAN's ongoing effort to modernize and enhance the country's aviation logistics infrastructure, as disclosed in a statement signed by FAN's Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Obiagile Ora. On the foreign news now, Keir Starmer, Emmanuel Macron, Daniel Tusk and Friedrich Merz are holding talks with Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky in a bid to secure a ceasefire in the Russia-Ukraine war. In a joint statement, the leaders say they will retach pressure on Russia and are ready to support peace talks. President Volodymyr Zelensky stated that Russia must be held accountable for its aggression. And in sports, the Nigerian Boxing Federation crisis has taken a turn as interim president Azana Omoagege has filed a comprehensive lawsuit against Kenneth Minima, the Nigerian Olympic Committee, and 5 other defendants at the Federal High Court in Abuja. A court document revealed that Omoagege's lawsuit, filed on Monday, names the National Sports Commission, International Olympic Committee, Nigerian Olympic Committee, retired General Kenneth Minima, Akinyele Oladipo, while boxing, and the Board of Nigeria Boxing Federation as defendant in the case. The legal action primarily challenges the controversial affiliation with World Boxing, which Omoagege claims was executed without proper consultation with stakeholders and board members. As we end the Global TV News Express, let's take a quick look at our top stories again. The National Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has assured Nigerians that the recent influx of defectors, including 3 sitting senators from Kebbi State, will be mandated smoothly in line with the party's constitution and established mechanisms. And in business, the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria FAN has officially inaugurated a new domestic cargo processing facility at the General Aviation Terminal in Lagos. And on the foreign scene, Keir Starmer, Emmanuel Macron, Daniel Tusk and Friedrich Merz holding talks with Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky in a bid to secure a ceasefire in the Russia-Ukraine war. And finally, in sports, the Nigerian Boxing Federation crisis has taken a turn as interim president Azana Omoagege has filed a comprehensive lawsuit against Kenneth Minima, the Nigerian Olympic Committee, and 5 other defendants at the Federal High Court in Abuja. And that's it on Global TV News Express. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. Good evening.